Two men, one building, and one big dream to blend fine art and food in San Diego.
We started working on this restaurant project in 2006. It was a vacant space. It was in disrepair. The building's 100 years old, and we had the opportunity to do all the construction ourselves with the help of a very amazingly talented contractor slash sculptor, Todd Williams. And this is Todd's sculpture we have in the restaurant. He also helped build and design the restaurant for us and with us. And it's done in such a way where it's not a big restaurant, but there's a floor-to-ceiling sculpture, but it doesn't dominate the restaurant or overpower it. Todd, he's a sculptor hiding in a contractor's body, and we helped design the idea of the restaurant around one of his sculptures, and that being the centerpiece. It centers our belief and our philosophy of art is the centerpiece of our restaurant.
Ron and Matt believe the recipe for success is the combination of good food, fine art, and helping artists get their work sold.
It used to be the connotation where it was coffee shop art, and it was a local artist displayed at a coffee shop, not of high quality, not sold, and not really valued. But what we're hoping to do is have the next level of that, where the work that we have is valued as fine art that would be displayed and is displayed in other galleries, but in a restaurant environment where you have a higher volume of foot traffic.
I love it. I mean, I think that having my art in a place like Alchemy is fantastic. It's got a great atmosphere.
Currently showing in the restaurant is Daniel Kettelhut. And Daniel came to us as many of the other artists do. He was dining here and noticed that we show art and just decided to drop his resume, his portfolio off, and we took a look at it and were impressed. And it made sense. It fit the motif, which is very versatile. We've had everything from black and white stipple art to photography to abstract, children's art, so we've had a variety of things.
I love the feeling of bringing something into existence that never existed before.
Daniel's work we liked because of the abstract nature of it, and then also the progression of his work along his career path. You can see where some of the abstracts that he did early on, or I think a little bit over 10 years ago, they're amazing, but when you compare him to his current work, you can see the progression he went through to get to where the technique that he's using currently, and it's mind-blowing.
I do a technique that's a very old technique. In fact, it's the oldest painting technique known. It's called glazing, where I use very thin layers of color. And so the mixing is actually optical. For example, in some of these you'll see green creatures, but I didn't use one drop of green paint. I'll paint yellow, and then I'll paint blue over that. Well, yellow and blue make green. They're very thin, transparent layers, so you can see, the colors are mixed in the eye of the viewer rather than actually mixed on a palette.
Because it is a restaurant, we've kind of gone the opposite of how a gallery is showing. Usually you do like an opening reception for an artist at a gallery. We kind of like the idea of doing it at the end of their show in the restaurant because it's just a different format. You have a lot of people that come in and out that maybe aren't here specifically for the art, but once they do get to see it, they really want to come and meet the artist and come back and look at the art again. And so we tend to do it at the end where you can get a wide array of people in here to see it.
Everything comes together to create something hopefully very unique and special out of something very ordinary, just a meal.
I'm Phoebe Chongchua for Art Pulse TV.